Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I thank you. My mother thanks you. My wife thanks you. My dog thanks you. Hi, Wes.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
There's Wes.
Another live stream morning for us here.
God, there's getting to be a lot of prep work for this thing.
Yeah, turns out you got to do some work.
It didn't start that way. It's like turn on the mic and just play and have fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could do that if you want. I think people got a little. I think they like it better when we plan stuff, right?
Oh, they probably do. What is the word? What is it? P. The 5 P's. Poor planning makes piss poor performance.
Huh. Oh, yeah, one of these days we gotta get back in here and readjust all these audio settings because they are
Audio.
all over this thing. Yeah.
Audio. Well, so anyway, here we are. It's August 8th, and live stream. It's a hot day here, and I can see some people are already, they got some hot days coming up there. I just saw James McLemara. He said it was 103, and I think he's in Dallas. Holy moly.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's warm. That's probably that's pretty close. We're going to be touching that.
James signed up for the workshop. I saw that this morning. James, fantastic. He's an Accelerator student and working, and that's his goal, is to come out here and play at the workshop.
For the jazz festival.
Oh, he signed up for the jazz? I thought he signed up for the workshop.
No, the jazz festival.
Oh, well, that's good too.
Yeah.
All right. So, that song that I played was Opus de Funk, a Horace Silver tune, and it's I've been playing it for many, many decades. And that's the bass player, Roy Carlson, and Gary Newmark on drums. I recorded that many, many years ago.
And David Bronson said the bass sounded kind of cheesy.
Well, it's not his fault. It's the way it ended up recording, I guess. I don't know. It's a 5-string electric bass.
Well, it's fretless.
Fretless, yes.
That's why it sounds kind of funky, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it does sound a little weird. Well, I'm not going to lie. It's just very...
It's fretless bass.
Like, I don't know how to put it.
I love the sound of his bass.
It does sound good, but just on that, it's like overly fretless or something, you know?
Well.
Very, very noticeable. Plus, it's hot. That bass track's that's up in the mix there.
It is. Well, it's only bass and drums.
Right.
I mean, so. Anyway, I played that on this guy. This is the Eastman 403. I've had this since the Jazz Fest, March, and I don't know why nobody's bought it. It's priced right. I mean, these guitars are really nice. I think it's like around $1,200, and it's 2.5 inches deep, or 2 1/4 really. 1 3/4 inch nut width. Nice appointments, and as you can see, it's in beautiful shape.
Well, it's brand new, right?
Brand new 3-piece maple neck. What more do you want? Come on now. And by the way, I'm playing it through an amp. I'm playing it through a Hendrickson amp, a Bud 10. The reason I did that is because I wanted to. I just wanted a little different sound instead of always going direct. Usually when I play, we shut off this overhead mic anyways now, so it doesn't matter. It's a lot of talking.
Yeah, so there's some announcements too. Guitars for sale. You got a bunch. We just
show them the new website.
I just redid the website for guitars for sale. Go to guitarcollege.com, click on guitars, and yeah, so you got a little image slider here to see all the cool pictures and the video. And just kind of goes right down the line.
And the pictures, it fills the screen. The other website was just tiny.
Yeah, so this one gives you kind of a better look at it. Yeah, pretty cool, for sure. So go to guitarcollege.com/for-sale to check out any of these. Why does my mic sound so funky today? Sounds like it's backwards or something. 2024 Heritage, still got that one.
Yeah, I got somebody really.
We'll be
Deciding
playing
on
this 2001 Ibanez a little bit later, and yeah. So anyway, go check it out. It definitely easier for you to navigate. And here's that 403, by the way. You can check that out on here. $1,200 for that guitar. That's one of the best affordable options out there for sure. For $1,200, cannot beat that price.
And it's not. It doesn't have the poly finish like a Joe Pass. I know Joe Pass guitars, Epiphones are a lot. Like half the price, $600, $700. I don't know. But this has got a real nice finish on it, and the guitar top will breathe, not breathes. It breathes. Anyway, I like playing that blues stuff. I like the blues. You got to live the blues to play the blues.
So, you have some other guitars coming into stock pretty soon here. Is that correct?
Well, I've been working on a 68, 69. It's the pointed cutaway Super 400. And this guitar is a trip. It spent a lot of time in a nightclub because it is filled with smoke. I mean, and the smoke turns the binding really dark. So, and I cleaned it up, and you wouldn't believe how much smoke came off this guitar. Anyway, so I've been working on that. I had to do some work on electronics. But we'll show it pretty soon. And then I also have a 60 some odd, I think it's more like a 62 Birdland or 63 or something. I don't know. I couldn't read. You can't read the frickin' serial number on it. But that guitar is funny because it doesn't have any fret markers on the side. And I was asking my friend Mitch Holder about it because he knows about all that stuff, and he said it must have been made on a Monday or Friday. You know, like they say, don't buy a car on a Monday that was made on a Monday or Friday, right? Because Monday everybody comes to work hungover. Friday they're in a hurry to get out of there. So it's like they must have just forgot to put the fret markers on it. It's weird. But anyway, that particular guitar is a little more serious work needed on that. And so my friend Nate, the luthier, is working on that. So those two are coming up. That's about it right now.
Nice.
We need to move some before we get more, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah, we do. We need to. So yeah, check out the site there, guitarcollege.com/for sale. There's a link in the chat that we just threw in there. So click on it and check it out. There might be something for you in there. And yeah, especially this Eastman right here. I can't believe no one's bought it for $1,200. It's great guitar for that money, especially if you're gigging. Is it great?
Gigging or an entry-level guitar, you get
your first arch top. If you're looking to just jump into jazz and get your first arch top, that is a really good option. Plus, there's other options too, like that D'Angelico Style B is in there for, I think $16.99, something like that. So there's a nice variety of price ranges in our inventory at the moment.
That's right. Yes.
Another thing we got cooking is if you guys are students and you guys have done the jazz guitar improv course. Wait, are you putting that guitar away already?
Yeah.
Let's see, can we do one more tune with it?
Well, I want to do it with the 810.
Okay.
I have another song in mind, but I want to do it with the 810.
Okay. Well, I thought we were gonna kind of play this so we can post that on the thing. You only. All right. Do whatever you need to do.
Oh well, I could play a little bit of solo chord things.
Well, just wait. Just do whatever you want. Let's get through these. Let's get these announcements done and see if we can stay on track here for more than 2 seconds. So, if you're a student, jazz guitar improv, things are going to be changing for you. We're moving that course to a new platform. So if you have that course, you're going to get an email probably in the next 2 weeks telling you how to log into the new course. It's all the same material, but it's going to lose track of where you were in there. So go into the one you're in now, see where you're at, so you can remember, like, oh yeah, I was in the middle of Blue Bossa on the 4th lesson, because you're going to need to know that. It keeps track for you, but a lot of people are halfway through it or whatever. So if you are a student, if you do have jazz guitar improv, that course of ours, make sure you go in there, check out where you're at, and then keep an eye out for an email. And then we're also moving the entire Guitar College library. We're in the process of that. That's going to be a while before we switch everything over, but things are going to be changing soon. In the next probably
we're going to add a bunch of
months.
new lessons to the new library, we hope.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear we're getting some new lessons.
Yeah, we are.
So you had on here Yosemite Workshop. Do you have something to talk about there?
I didn't have that. Mommy put that on there.
Oh, got it. So yeah,
the web page and the video, if they haven't seen your new video, right?
Yeah. So you can go to guitarcollege.com, and you can see the workshop. All the things you need to know about the workshop are right here. It is. It's explained in detail. There's a full video for you to watch if you're thinking about coming. It's a great deal. It's coming up next June.
Hey, there's Jim Rolfe.
Still waiting to figure out who our guest teacher is going to be for next year. But yeah, I completely redid the website. It looks a lot better. Hear from all these other past students about why they love it so much. We have so many repeat guys that come every year, which is super cool.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, anything you need to know about it. It's all based on songs, so you can learn about the workshop songs, how a day goes, the classes, the concert, all your meals. Everything's all included: lodging, meals, classes, concerts. It's all in there for one low price. And then if you're trying to figure out where you might be, because it's geared for all levels. So if you've been playing jazz for a long time, there's a group for you. If you're somewhat new to jazz and you only know a handful of songs, there's stuff for you too. So you figure out what group you're in. Anyway, everything you need to know is on here at guitarcollege.com/Yosemite. And so
there you have it. Hey, Tony Cook has a thing here. I was planning to sign up for the jazz guitar improv. Should I wait until the move? How soon is that going to be up, you think?
Probably it should be done in the next
week.
Next week or two, probably. So I don't know. you could just start on it now, and it's going to be it looks very much the same, so you're not going to be missing out on anything. If you want to get started right now and start working on it, then sign up for it now and start working it in the Teachable platform, which it's the current platform. And then when it switches to Elite, you'll get a new login. We'll send it to you, make sure you get all the access. And so yeah, I would do it now if you're thinking about doing it. Just start now, unless there's some reason why you want to wait. But it's all going to be it looks very much the same. Nothing's going to change. So I would jump into it now for sure. Thanks for that question there, Tony. Let's see. So also the Jazz Guitar Accelerator. So we've got 2 new guys signed up in the last 2 days, which is awesome.
Yep.
So that means it's definitely back.
What do we have? 14.
Definitely have back. It's back to school time. So
yeah,
guys,
things are changing.
Yeah, like
true.
we're getting a lot of calls for this. So we only have 1, maybe 2 slots available. So if you have been thinking about getting one-on-one coaching, so this is 10 weeks of meeting with him one-on-one over Zoom. There's no canned course here. This is all customized to your skill level. We've got self-taught guys in here. We've got guys that have been playing jazz for several years. We got guys that are trying to make the transition from rock and blues to jazz. So it's whatever you want to do. Plus, it's catered to your goals as well. So if you're a guy that wants to learn fingerstyle or chord melody, we got you covered there. If you're a guy who's having trouble improving and you want to do some single note stuff, we got you covered there. One of our latest guys, Chris, is in Thailand, and he really is pumped up on octaves. He wants to learn how to play octaves. He loves Wes Montgomery, and so we're gonna get him on that train. So it's up to you. We want to know what you want to learn, and we will figure out a path to teach it to you so you understand it well, and we'll get it done quickly. 10 weeks. So if you want to do that, go to jazzguitaraccelerator.com and book a call with us. Like I said, slots are filling up. It's about to be filled up. We got another call today, got another call next week. So guys, if you want to do that, people are definitely in the back to school mood. Summer's winding down. They want to get down to business. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Good
talk
job,
about
Wes.
talk about the accelerator for 2 seconds. Like, come on. Give me something. Give us something. Give us something more. What are you working on with your guys?
Well, a lot of them, we're working on trying to view the guitar neck as a piano keyboard instead of playing everything in boxes, which with patterns, and we all love and we all do that. But try to really kind of think outside the box and move into playing notes and knowing how a certain note reacts to a chord and stuff like that. So that's one of the things, looking at the guitar more horizontally as we go up. There's 2 basic sounds. There's dissonance and there's consonance. Dissonance wants to move, consonance wants to stay. So as you play and understand keys and altered sounds and stuff, you can get as dissonant as you want, and then it resolves. I mean, it's just that's a simple musical principle, but it's very prevalent in bebop. And so we're going to explore this Joe Pass solos, right? Sometime.
No, we're probably not gonna. We'll skip that part.
Okay, so anyway, that's the Accelerator. Depending on what you want to do, that's what we do.
Talk about how it's, why we decided to go about doing the Accelerator.
Well, because been doing one-off lessons for decades, and somebody comes in, hey, Rich, I want to take some lessons. Okay. So they take a few, and I don't really see too much growth, or or they'll take a couple lessons. I don't see them for a couple of months, and then it's like, it's not that much fun for me either. I don't, so the Accelerator is designed because try to see you twice a week. I mean, and then I can see if you're getting something or not, if you're moving forward or not. So if you're doing your homework or if you're practicing or not, so then I can see that. And I see the growth in these guys, and it's really cool. And I see many times the light bulb go on, and it's like, wow. Like Tom there, Tom Curran.
Colhane.
Yeah, he was an Accelerator student, and he would always, actually, he's quite the composer, and that's one of the things I'd encourage these guys to do, is to start composing their own solos. And they get excited about different chords, different chord voicings and stuff. So it's pretty neat. So it's just a lot of the stuff that I'm working on with people is stuff that isn't on the library. Maybe someday we'll do that, but this is stuff that, because I've done the Accelerator course, I've seen kind of more what people need and the direction they want to go and how to get them there fast. Like I'm working on altered scales right as fast as we can get into them, so that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Thank you.
And then we got the Central Coast Jazz Guitar Fest coming up in March. JazzGuitarFest.com. You can grab your tickets there. And then we're headed to the Rocky Mountain Archtop Festival next month.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun.
It will be fun. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. I need to probably grab my laptop charger here in a second.
Okay, hey, if you like what Wes does, which he works real hard on this broadcast and stuff, so if you are so inclined, please send him a little tip. I think there's a link somewhere.
Yeah, you guys have been super generous. I really appreciate it. Always, yeah. Lachlan's always sending me stuff, and James and
stuff.
And Gary Salima is always tipping me. You guys are just awesome. I really appreciate it. But yeah, there is a link in the description if you want to give a donation. That would be awesome. And yeah, so so you want to play a little something maybe, and then you can put that guitar away. I gotta run in and grab my charger for my laptop.
Okay, run.
Okay, well,
go.
Okay.
Crud. I know it's there somewhere. I know it's somewhere. All right, anyway, that was a rendition of Michelle, which I probably ought to look at the music. I know I got some cool things in that particular tune that I possibly couldn't remember, but anyway. Did you get your charger?
I did.
Good. So we got 63 with us. That's great.
Well, do you want to do
Thanks.
your lesson?
Yeah, I was just reading some comments. Tom, thanks for the compliment, Rich. You got me to write a guitar piece. That's cool. Bun dun 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 dun. Pum pum. So this is a Eastman 810, which I really like. The 810 is 17-inch solid top. Puts out a little more sound, a little more acoustic sounding. Let's play a tune on it, shall we, Wes?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. Here's a tune, Joe Beam song that is just a cool tune, man. Once I Loved. Pardon me. I do have music here because I play the song so infrequently just because, I don't know. You know, when you play gigs, you go out and you play songs, and then let's say you play like 30 songs. And then after a while, play a couple, you don't play all 40, you play 35. You forgot a couple other ones, you know. And then after a while, now you play 30. Yeah, now you're down to 25. Every time I don't know, it's hard to stretch yourself and make yourself play some things. Here it comes, Wes. It's going to be low. Driving me nuts. Got to tune this thing. It's
Adrian asked, what model is this one? This is a AR403CED.
17-inch, yeah.
17-inch. Yeah, it's also on the website there, guitarcollege.com.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's doing this with the amp is really hard. So sorry if there's things distorting and everything. It's a battle with the
Yeah, otherwise, well, you know what? Do you have the limiter put on there? Turn that limiter on that channel.
Well, it's not just that. It's that the guitar amp shoots through the talking mic.
Yeah.
So it's like when you have both of them opened up there, it overloads everything.
Okay, why don't you mint that. Here we go. That's a great little tune.
So thank you, Leo and Justin and David. All sent me some tips, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You guys rock.
Guys, rock out, man.
So anyway, yeah, you want to get to your Joe Pass stuff?
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
talk about this guitar first? I mean, you want
Whatever
to?
you want to do.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
just
talk.
keep it moving.
Well, let's talk about this real quick. Okay, solid top, solid sides and back, 17-inch, classic finish, 3-piece neck, maple. I forget the pickup. I think it's like a Seth Lover or a Seth Lover design. Ebony fretboard, ebony pickguard, ebony bridge, ebony tailpiece, ebony on metal. This is a newer one. It's got this flash, you know, like the comic strip flash.
I mean, well, it's brand new, right?
Yeah, it's redesigned and brand new. Anyway, ebony buttons. So it's a beautiful looking guitar, absolutely.
Can you play it acoustic?
I sure can. So acoustic, you mean no amp? That's 1 3/4 inch nut width. So here's a combination of, why don't we leave the mic on and I'll just, and the amp. So that's mic and amp. That was Our Love Is Here Today. If you haven't noticed, we're doing O songs today. Oh. Okay, so let's get into this Joe Pass thing, shall we? Let me get this other Ibanez because it's got big fret markers. Sale tag. The problem with Eastman's teaching is it has fret markers. Doesn't have any. with, so that's why I don't use them too much. But the 503 or the 403 has them.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you, buddy. He said the new website looks great. Someone else said that too. Tom, I believe.
Thank you, Tom.
John Smith earlier said, for some reason, large F holes seem to sound better than thinner. Maybe more air in the chamber or something? Question mark.
Well, it's got more space, I think, for the sound to come out.
Right.
Hey, Wes, do you have any news?
Nope. Danielle said, I often wonder if Eastman got a good deal on that color finish stain and bought it in bulk. That is a good question because they sure do make a lot of those guitars in that color. Let's see. Yeah, and a lot of different versions of the AR403CED. That is true. Let's see. PR Jones 88 says it's interesting how you combine the fifths, fourths, and thirds of the song on the upper and lower register. Yeah. Let's see. Is anyone else having the chat thread overridden with commercials? WC Ray, what do you, the chat thread has commercials in it? What is that? What's going on there?
Huh, really?
Right. Yeah. And then, let's see, I think you had a question earlier there, WC. Let's see. Can you discuss resolving diminished chords without shifting the hand/chord position? Hey, can you...
Oops. Can I
Here you go. Oh, WC Ray asked, can you discuss resolving diminished chords without shifting the hand/chord position?
Oh, well, I suppose. So here's E flat diminished. E flat diminished is, it could be an extension. It's a half step higher than than a dominant chord. So E flat is half step higher than D7. So D7 moves to G, right? So here's, there it is. There's a G. Now, this chord here is a half step higher than A flat, right? It's an A flat diminished. So here's there's A flat major 7. So A diminished, oh wait a minute, excuse me. A diminished is an extension A flat moving to D flat. So it would be right here. Right? Okay. Half step higher than B. So it's functioning as an extension of a B chord. Therefore, it's going to move to E. Or okay, this note is a half step higher than F. So it's functioning as an F7. So this is going to move to B flat. Whoop. So this chord could move to E, D flat, G. So the chords it moved to were B flat, It also form a diminished chord. B flat, D flat, E, G. Isn't that funny? It's just weird. So I hope that helps you.
Awesome.
Try going to the live stream. Okay, let's get into this. So I use this particular device. Do you have a camera going on there?
Not yet. Yeah, you can talk still.
Yeah, I know. So this first lick, by the way, these licks are I took from a Joe Pass solo. Now Joe Pass is a master improviser, right? Let's just go with that assumption. Let's take a look at one of the licks he plays in Blue Bossa. This is C minor going to F minor. So the lick, I can zoom up on this. There. Okay, so here's what the lick sounds like. So C minor, then I'm swinging it, I get it. 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's that lick. So let's take a look at the Wes. Go close up. Let me play it slowly. So 1 and then 2 is a rest. Then now you can play it like this if you want to. Then he's going. And Joe does a lot of does shifting positions. Then he goes down to a C minor. So second measure is, and then up at A flat major 7. All right. Let's go back now to the music and take a quick look at this. So it's a C minor chord, and notice he's got this. There's a C major 7, C minor major 7 with that. And he's thinking more in terms of chords as opposed to scales, I believe. Okay, we look at this right here. We're in the key of, this is like basically B flat, right? C minor is to a B flat. But take a look at this chord here. It's a G minor 7. Okay? So, got a C major 7, C minor major 7, some B flat scale, or C Dorian, if you will. But then we're looking at a G minor 7. And then we go to F minor. But when you take a look at this right here, there's A flat major 7, right? Okay. And then if you will, you want to put that in there. There's the 9. Okay. But then we got more scale kind of stuff. You could even take a look at that and say, well, maybe that's part of a G7, or excuse me, G minor 7. So A flat major 7. But then over here, we're really focused on this F minor. Okay, so Um, I have a looper here. Ah, crud. Oh. Okay, there's our first lick. Pretty cool, huh? Next lick is around, let's take a look at the music. It's around D minor 7 flat 5, G7 to C minor. So it's a long lick, isn't it? Good grief. So he's going, oh, you've got that D minor here. But he's playing F, D minor 7 flat 5, he's playing F minor 7. Well, now he's turning it into a dominant chord with the C, the G, F sharp. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 1 da 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 da. Right? 1 and 2 and okay, for the G7, look what he's doing. He's got an E natural, so we're way out of key, aren't we? Okay, and then all right, so let's take a quick look at this music. Go back to the music, Wes. So here is an F minor 7. It's got that hinting on a D7. Look at this here. So of course that's the flat 9, but that's the 13, the E natural. I don't know if he played it on purpose. You know, Joe was one of those guys that said, hey, if you play a wrong note, make it right with what you play afterwards. And when you look at it, yeah, I think it sounds kind of cool. But then take a look at this. Here's an F minor 7 flat 5. So again, you know, we're playing over chords that aren't necessarily there. That's a pretty sound. I don't care who you are. That's a pretty sound. So, let's go close up on the guitar, please. 1. Okay. Back to the music, please. Now, when we take a look at what he's playing here, to me, in my mind, I think he's thinking, number 1, G minor. He's got a G and a D. So, but now look at, he's encasing half step higher, half step lower than the target note of C. So that's called encasement. And by the way, I got tons of lessons on encasement. Come on, right. I can't write. Usually I don't have this weird ass angle. All right, so that particular sound sounds like this. And then he's coming back down, and notice how he's hinting. Ba-da, ba-da. Again, somewhat of an encasement of C. However, I think he's thinking G7. So here, to me, you know, he could be thinking G to D, you know, is G minor, G7, it doesn't matter. But the way it lays on the guitar, I think he's just going for it. And then encasing that note of the C. And then when he moves on, if you listen to the line slowly, here we are hinting at G7 with those two notes. You see that? G7 here with these two notes. So within a scale, by the way, especially if you play it in, you know, start harmonizing it, three of the notes are more like or three of the chords within a key are predetermined to be focused around a 1 chord. The other ones are focused around the 5 chord. All right, so let me play the entire lick. Let's do just the second half. I'm sorry. So we have 1. That's a mouthful, isn't it? 1. Cool, huh? Let me see if I can play that with a track, or not a track. But, let me lay down some chords. Let's see. Okay, so there is that lick. Pretty cool little lick, isn't it? Let's take a look at this last one. As you know, in the song, it modulates to the key of D flat. So we have a 2-5 in the key of D flat. So what I think is kind of funny here is he's playing quarter notes. And they're actually, I guess, staccato type notes, so they should probably have a dot above them. All right, so notice he's not playing. He's not playing up an E flat minor 7, right? It's more like a B minor maybe. And then he's going down to E flat. And then, check this out, he's encasing. Let's move to the music. This is encasement of the target note of A flat. So he's A flat going right up the scale. Actually, we got a little pentatonic thing happening here. But pretty much, here you have an F minor 7 arpeggio. And check this out. I love this A natural here. Where it's coming from, I do not know. Probably the flat 9 of the dominant chord. In other words, the dominant chord is what? A flat 7. That's reaffirming the tonality. And that's the flat 9, if you want to look at it like that. I would look at it like that. So you have... Now, but isn't that pretty playing the? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Da, da, da. Oh, it's. Now check this out. Over the D flat, he's going like this. Right? That's like a pentatonic, right? All right. Well, it fits well on the guitar, and then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Do you hear how this has a tendency to, again, bring out the 5 chord? Okay, you could also maybe even look at it as an F altered to the relative minor of B flat. So 1, whoop. Let me lay down those chords. I'm sorry, I think I was playing that all wrong. Two, three, four. Ah, sorry guys. Once more. Okay, there you have it. Stop.
Is that something where you could play the track of the song and play some of these?
Well, just part of it.
Yeah.
Let me see.
God, that fan is noisy as heck.
I don't know if I haven't thought about that much. Blue Bossa, maybe this will do it. Wait a minute. Now that was a weak attempt at that. Let me see if I can try to get it. No. The answer is no. It doesn't. It doesn't quite fit for the track like there, but it's close. Anyway, 3 three cool little George Benson, Joe Paslicks.
Nice.
There you have it. So, Joe influences my playing a lot. And it's, I've looked at his solos a lot and stuff, and I think, holy cow, man, he's soloing over changes that aren't there. Right? And that's really what's cool about jazz improv. Soloing over changes that aren't there.
Well, yeah, Accelerator said you should make a video on how to read lead sheets. Like in the real book, a lot of knowledge of chord substitutions is needed to properly read a lead sheet. So is that kind of what you're talking about?
Well, a little bit, yeah. No, I'm talking about improv over there. Yeah, well, reading a lead sheet. Yeah, so much of it goes, there's so many ways of doing things. When you look at backcycling is so important. Those are ideas that really need to be explored and mastered. So I'll have to think about that on looking at a lead sheet and figuring out what to do. If you will, let's take a look quickly back at this music here and think to ourselves, okay, if I've got C minor, if I was to play this, especially here, to bring the focus to this F minor, I would play, come on, man, let's get a little bigger. I would play 2/5 of F minor. So I would think to myself, G minor 7 flat 5, altered C7 here. So then I get this kind of sound. And once I'm on the F minor, then I'm going to go F minor, hint at C7, F minor. Blah, 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 blah. Down here, we got enough changes happening here, but that's supposed to read encasement. But you might put a C7, a G7 in, a G7 here, and back to a C minor here, whatever. So we're going from D minor 7 flat 5, and I might add that Joe kind of put that F sharp in there. And that. So I could comp it like this. Back to a dominant. And then so we're, playing over solos or comping over chords, playing over solos that aren't, or chords that aren't there. So if I was to illustrate that in a solo, it might look something like this. Do you hear it? This thing is on a tune. Anyway, there you go. So jazz is all about soloing over changes, whether they're being played or not. It's hot in this room. I tuned this guitar up earlier. The strings are stretching.
Gary Salima just popped in here. He said, "Hey, you three, been very hot in Italy. No rain for 6 weeks."
Wow.
He said he finally put down the McCarahan and picked up a guitar that you sold him 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, the Hofner HCT J17. Those are nice guitars. And Gary, I'm sorry I didn't respond to your email. You had sent and said the bridge or the tailpiece was actually made in Germany. You took it off and looked at it. And so that's kind of interesting, huh? So the bridge was made in Germany, even though the guitar was made in China. So it's got a little bit of German. That's kind of cool.
The Hofner was made in China?
That particular one, yeah, they had a China line.
Nice.
China line. Yeah.
He said I was going to give it to my stepson from Portland, but it sounds incredible.
So forget it.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
Yeah. And then Mike Brandenberger just tuned in a little late. Better late than never there, Mike. How's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Hopefully you're not burning up in Dallas like James 103. Yikes.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Jeez.
It's hot here today though too.
It is.
And Kirby said thanks for sharing.
Hey Kirby. Let's play on Broadway. Since I've got this puppy out, right?
Yeah.
And I don't another guitar that I'm like, how come this isn't selling? But again, you know, it's weird economic times. So, but anyway, it's weird economic times. But and I had so many requests for, I would say at least once a month somebody would say, do you have any GB10s? Well, I do now. I haven't had this very long.
Yeah, that's an interesting ending there.
Okay, enough. Yeah, when you left, turn the air on, and then the strings go sharp.
Could it really be that fast?
Well, unless I didn't get it in tune, right? That doesn't take long, man.
Because I mean, the temperature must have dropped in here maybe 5 or 6 degrees. Only.
Well, I could feel it blowing on it. I don't know.
Yeah. Henry J says that was such a great warm video of the camp. Wes
nice.
Is cool at the camp with his interviews. That was fun. That was fun talking to everyone. And,
yeah, they enjoyed it too.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that, go to guitarcollege.com/Yosemite, and it's right there on the homepage. It's also in our YouTube channel as well. But it's good. Definitely fun time at camp for sure.
Yeah. David, okay, I see a thing in here. David Bronson says, I don't like blonde guitars. Sounds good though. You know what's nice about blonde? They don't show too many dings, so it's nice. It's hard to see the dings. So that's a good thing about a blonde. You can toss them around and they can take it.
Yeah. Anyway, anybody have any other questions or anything you want to know about?
How come you're on that?
Oh, whoops. I forgot to change out my camera. Anybody working on anything specifically? Need some advice? Let's see if am I back? Yeah, sweet. So yeah, any questions? Let us know. If I missed your question. Re-enter it in the chat, and we'll get to it.
Hey, let's play another tune, wanna?
Yeah.
Okay, it's this is Out of Nowhere, which is a cool little tune. It just comes from out of nowhere. See how I did that? Actually, this song is the same chord changes.
Yeah, Danielle, post Post your earlier questions and I'll get to them. I missed a few of them. I know that. I usually always do.
And then you can't see them. They go away or something. Yeah. Rich, have you ever done Beach Boys song as solo guitar pieces? Yes. Well, let's see. Right, Jim? Maybe I'll play that when we get to the S's. I need to refresh my thing on that. Yeah, that was a Surfer Girl. That was a cool little tune.
Right. Danielle's question that she had earlier was this one: relevant to chord melody. Do you find too many block chords in a chord melody piece make things sound a little muddy, perhaps with some guitars more than others?
Interesting question. You know, I suppose if the tone control is things could get dark. So, you know, probably got to open it up a little bit. See, how did I go? Oh. I'm embarrassing myself. I gotta, you know, you gotta learn those things. Got a gig in the 1950s rock and roll band. Sadly, no jazz, but one tune actually has more than 3 chords. Rock and roll is fun. So just have fun. It's all about having fun. So go there, play the gig, and have fun. Jump around. Light your guitar on fire.
Jazz isn't fun.
Jazz is not fun. It's fun, but a different kind of fun.
John Smith asked, were you lucky enough to meet Joe Pass or another famous jazz guitar player?
Well, I took a couple lessons from Joe. So, yeah. And I've met, you know, I got to hang out with Joe DiArio, Tommy Tedesco, Ted Green. I met Howard Roberts once in the 3 years I was at GIT. He showed up once that I knew of anyways. Norman Brown used to sub for Norman. Steve Trovato, you know, those guys are semi-famous guys. I don't know. I don't know George Benson, if that, or what you're asking.
And then Jim Rolfe asks, can you explain the A minor 7 in the 5th measure of Joy Spring?
So the 5th measure, so it's ba-da-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, it's a substitution for the 1 chord, that's all. Ba-da-ba-bum, so it's like A minor, D, or 2, 5 of 2, if you will. and then back to 1. But yeah, the 3 chord is right, has a predestination. What is the word? It's got a slant towards the 1 chord, or it's a chord substitution for the 1. Same thing with D minor. But that's in the key of F, right? In the key of F, we have a 2 chord, G minor. That's more like the 5 chord. The 4 chord is actually extension of G minor, so it's more like the 5 chord. Then there's the 5 chord, and then there's the 6 chord, or the 7 chord, which is an extension of the 5 chord. So you've got 1, 3, 6 as consonants, if you will. 2, 4, 5, 7 as the other side of the coin. If you look at it that way, there's 2 tonalities. There you have it. Let's play Out of Nowhere.
All right.
Wanna? Get some questions. Right before it is a 2-5 of A flat. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-da-da-da. And then you mean there is no 2-5 A. Oh, the 4 minor. Oh, right before 1. Ba-da-ba-da-da. Oh, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Again, it's a substitution for the 1 if you play it like that. But that's not measure 5, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Measure 3, 4. Here's 5. Jimmy Rolfe.
Have you ever met Dennis Sandali?
Never have, no.
Accelerator said he's heard he is the best jazz guitar teacher ever. He taught John Coltrane.
I didn't know John played guitar. Joke. All right, well, that's cool. Here's Out of Nowhere. Great little tune. There's our air conditioner. That's why it's good to play a tune. Turn on the air. Okay, Out of Nowhere. Yeah, it's a great little tune, isn't it? Changes go U, G, E flat 9, B minor, A minor, E, A minor, E flat 9, A minor. That's basically the tune. So it's fun. When you think about it, soloing, okay, you're in G. When it goes to B flat minor, you're in A flat. So if you just even look at it like that, let me check it out. Here's G. G. A minor. A minor. Anyway. So that's a fun little tune. Get that off the website. You'll enjoy the heck out of it. What are these blue chip picks? I've never heard of them. Blue chip TAD 40.
Yeah, they're just, I don't know, they're really expensive.
Are they made out of wood or something?
I don't know, but they're $35 each.
Boy. And then you lose it in a dryer.
Yeah, I'm not exactly too sure about what. Yeah, it says they're a perfect connection to your instrument. Nothing comes close to the seamless relationship blue chip picks give you. The goal of our picks is to get out of your way, to allow you to forget about the pick and just create without the thought of wear, slippage, and poor tone. Yeah, I don't know what they're made out of or what, but
Interesting.
yeah,
I must say, very interesting.
mm-hmm. But yeah, some people say they've tried them.
Well, I'll stick to the ones, that I use. I use these. So I've been getting these lately. Hard to see the writing on that. It's Planet Way. Diodario, and what is it called? Cortex 1.25 mil. I like those. I think they get a nice tone. Aye. Well, how we doing on time there, Wesley?
Not bad. Danielle said, looking at sheet music, a few spots where melody notes carries to the next measure with a chord change, always a challenge for me working out chord melody.
Where the melody note hangs over
Yeah.
and then the chord changes?
Yep. Let's see.
I think maybe you're just being a little too precise about that. Just change or hit it again with the new chord. Hit the new chord again with the same melody note. It's very hard you to sustain the same note and change chords. The odds are that ain't going to happen. If you catch me drift.
And then let's see, Paul said, I've been using a lot of heavy picks, but I've been practicing with a lighter one lately because my right wrist was taking a beating.
Huh. Wow. Well, maybe you're picking too hard. When you pick hard, you're going to make it bleed. So, my theory is that you get your action low. Really ease up on the picking stroke. Don't pick so hard. Ease up on it and let the amplifier do the work. Sometimes it's you get excited and you play harder, and you don't always get the best sound out of the guitar then. Hey Don, what's happening, man? I love your maple syrup.
He said we should hit up Blue Chip Picks and see if they'll send us one for a free demo. Not a bad idea. We should.
Yeah.
Because what if it's life-changing?
You never know. Somebody could come up with something that's
although Rob said he's tried them and they didn't make him a better jazz player. I did not find that Blue Chip Picks improved my ability to play jazz.
I hear that.
But no, it's definitely worth reaching out to him.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do that. Yotter. I've gotten so many picks from guys, and I don't know. I play them, use them for a little bit, and I just can't immediately bond with them. So therefore, they go in the drawer. And you know, if you play soft. And one way to play soft is to use tiny little strokes. The harder you play, believe it or not, the harder you play with this hand, the harder this hand pushes down. Isn't that weird? Because they're connected. This arm is connected to the body, and the body's connected to the arms. And anyway, that's how it works. God, I sound like Kamala. So yeah, the body's connected. So when this hand hits harder, this hand pushes harder as well. It's a weird thing. So if this hand lightens up, believe it or not, this hand lightens up. I want to ask you guys, how many hours a day do you think you should practice? What do you think is the going? How many hours a day should you practice? I'd like to see some answers to that.
Yeah. Rob Ketterer says, been using Fender 358 mediums for 50 years. I still like them the best.
358?
Yeah. 358 mediums.
I wonder if that's what I bought. I bought, it's kind of a fatter tortoiseshell pick, but still little. I thought they were 357s, something like that. And I bought a case of them. Not a case, a gross, 144. And then I stumbled onto these. And then got a whole ton of them there. I got so much little stuff that I need to start putting on eBay, you know, but I always save it because I think, when am I going to use this? You know, pickups, I got tons of pickups coming out of the yin yang. But believe it or not, sometimes they show up and you need them.
You can also just, when you need something, just buy it too. As opposed to saving like 50 pickups and then you need one day.
Well, what do I do?
Thank God I saved 50 pickups.
Yeah, really.
When you can like, oh, I need a pickup. I'll go to a site and buy it. Cool. And then you don't have to store 50 pickups in your little room with 60 guitars and a keyboard, 2 keyboards. Do you have 2 keyboards in there now?
No, just one. All right, so we're getting some answers here. 2 hours to stay where I am, 5 hours to improve. I like that. That's probably right. I practice about an hour or so, then play for 2 hours. Good. I believe practicing should not be practicing scales, but always improvising. So for me, practicing is just playing music. Kirby says 8. Really, you know, you should, it's just like a job. No, actually 2 to 3. 30 hours a week plus 10 hours of gigs a week. A long time ago. Wow. Joe Pass used to break his picks in half. Yeah, he used to use a little thing. What's a good string height at the 12th fret? As close as it can be without buzzing. Lower it down so till it buzzes and then move it up. This guitar sounds nice, doesn't it? I'm retired and try to stay focused most of the time. Most of the day, hours I'm practicing, but there are interruptions and breaks. 3 hours a day at least. Way to go, William. Wow.
Yeah, buddy. Attaboy.
That's what I need to do. You know, I was telling a friend of mine, at this stage in the game, we've already been through all the preliminary stuff, all the scales, all the chords, all that stuff. Learned a ton of tunes. Now's the time to move and practice hard and move into a direction that you feel could be maybe unique to you or what really interests you. So, but you got to put in a bunch of time. You know, a lot of time you can skate, you know, and not practice very much. What are you laughing at?
David Roberts said, if I watch you for an hour, does that count as practice?
Yes. Yes, it does.
All right, well, it's getting a little close to ending time here. What do you want to do?
Did we have one more tune in the list? No. So, whoops. Let's play something, and then we'll go home. Well, we are home. I practice as long as my 73 hours fingers can take it. By the way, if your fingers swell up and hurt, put them under ice. Put them in ice. I don't think I'm playing a song. This thing just pooped out.
Oh, bummer.
No, maybe not. You can spend a lot of time on fingerings and chord shapes in your mind. That's practice, and you can spend hours on it. That's true. A lot of times it's helpful just to sit down with the written paper and look at it and visualize it in your mind, and that certainly is a way of getting things under your belt. Hey, you know what? We didn't play One Note Samba. One Note Samba is a O song. Here it comes. Here it comes, Wes. Nice ending, guys.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, you know what? I want to thank you for showing up. If you don't show up, we won't either. And but thank you, and thank you for watching. Some of you guys that can't make it, watch the replay, and I appreciate that. Wes, thank you for all you do, and Gail, thank you for doing all that. Oh, how heavy is this guitar? Very light, very light. Wes, do you have anything to say as we part?
No, just no. We'll be back next week.
This guitar sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. See you later. Thank you again. Adios, amigos. Vaya con